Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally, and I mean literally, does not work. It's cold as a mother humper out here. Good God. It's about 25 degrees. There's a little bit of a wind blowing around in here, but you know me. Come rain, sleet, or snow, Crazy Mark is going to be outside ending the day because I was blessed to have this day. Thank you, dear Lord, for allowing me to see another night and to sit out here in the fire pit in the cold. So the quarterback carousel continues, okay? We all know I've gotten Ram fans and Lions fans mad at me because I talked about that trading situation. Of course, we always have Eagle fans mad at me because I talk about Carson Wentz. Washington fans, they haven't been too mad at me lately. Actually, I'm surprised. Washington fans haven't been mad so much. Giant fans, those cockroaches, I don't see them much anymore, but they don't like me too much either. So I guess it's time for me to make Raider Nation pissed off. I know a few of those used to be pissed off at me because I used to talk about Derek Carr, because they used to talk about how great Derek Carr was, and I was kind of like, he's not as good as you think. I know in 2016, he was an MVP candidate. I know that. I know. But since that time, and you got John Gruden, the man that would literally trade his mama. I'm serious. You give him a couple of picks, he'll trade his mama in a heartbeat. So, we have the great quarterback roller coaster out there. Or merry-go-round, excuse me. Wrong ride. Merry-go-round. So right now, the Lions have their situation figured out, at least for the moment. Jared Goff, because of his contract, will be there. He'll be a bridge guy, and maybe they try and wait till the following year to get their quarterback in the future, but who knows? But for the most part, we look at them as being settled. The Rams, they figure they're settled. We know the 49ers are saying, well, we're not going to spend that much to try and fix the situation. 2 number ones is too much. They still might try and do something. And I dare say what would make sense is Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins going with Shanahan. I'm just saying. And that might be the one. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo, they can release him without too much pain. But if they can trade him, that's more the better. So the word out there is the Raiders are taking calls for Derek Carr. Ooh, for Derek Carr. Because they want to get on the Deshaun Watson train. So they're trying to figure, if we can trade Derek Carr, get us one of those number ones, we already have a number one, then that means we give him another one next year. We got it. Because they like to trade. They love to trade people. They definitely do. And they would definitely look at that and say, that'd be a hell of an upgrade for them. And here's where we go with the Dallas Cowboys. Because you'll remember, not that long ago, when we were talking about Dak Prescott, having to pay Dak Prescott just last year, some people said the Dallas Cowboys should let Dak Prescott walk and try and trade for Derek Carr, because Derek Carr would be a cheaper quarterback than Dak Prescott. Of course, with the weapons that the Dallas Cowboys have, of course, Derek Carr, he's a real quarterback, not like Dak Prescott. He can do marvelous things. You're not stepping down. Much the way Colin Cowherd said that having Andy Dalton, they're the same quarterback. You look at the first 4 years of Andy Dalton, and you look at the numbers for Dak Prescott the first 4 years. They're the same. They're the same guy. In fact, the Cowboys may be better with Andy Dalton than Dak Prescott. That's what he said. And I believe, and I'm going to look and see, because I think he said the same thing about trade for Andy Dalton. Well, Cowboy fans, here's our chance. We can save some cash going for Derek Carr. That's what you want, isn't it? Hey, don't pay Dak. Everybody in the league is better than Dak Prescott. Let's go get, hey, he was an MVP candidate. You know what? He was an MVP. He made it to the playoffs one year. I think they made the playoffs one year with them, didn't they? Didn't they? And of course, he'll be better with our weapons, especially since he knows one of our weapons, Amari Cooper. You know that last year, those 5 games Amari Cooper played in with them, that Amari had 216 yards and he checked out. Oh, well, he'll check back in if we get Derek Carr. Yeah, that's it. That's the ticket. You know, I don't sleep a lot. I have a lot of pains and aches between my back and my knees, and my arms go to sleep. I have to toss and turn, and see, I like a hard bed. I can sleep on the floor. And we had a hard mattress, and my wife, on the other hand, she can't take the hard mattress. We should have talked to Dak to see if he could have hooked us up with one of those Sleep Member, dual beds, because we need one, because we have a hard mattress. The wife can't take it, and if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. So she got this foam, this topper, memory foam topper, and God, I hate that thing. Because of my fat ass, although my wife says, your ass is not fat. Your belly is fat. Your ass is not fat, man. It's your belly. Okay, my fat belly and the rest of the weight, when I get on that topper, I sink. And because I have to keep turning, because it's like my back and spine just kind of drops and it hurts, I flip the other way so it drops the other way. I feel like a fish out of water trying to flip over it, or a turtle on his back. And so I have to get up. I got to walk around. I got to go sit, things. So I'm constantly surfing the web on my phone. Thank God there's smartphones. I don't have to have a computer. But I'm constantly going through everything that is. I'm going through Bleacher Report, I'm going through ESPN, I'm going through Yahoo Sports. I'm constantly looking for more and more information on stuff that's going on in the NFL. I get up in the morning, in the morning, you got to sit there, do your morning constitutional. I'm sitting there going through everything, because I love getting as much information as possible. Now, what happens a lot of times is I get a lot of this information and I forget about it, and then something will trigger me, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. I don't even have to sometimes read the article, because today there was a Miss Jackie had sent it to me, and I talked about it when I was cooking my steak a little bit, because it triggered me talking about it. The article was talking about the money we wasted in free agency. And Miss Jackie is so funny, because she's got her avatar. And she's like, Mark, read this. And the avatar is pointing up to it. And I saw the headlines on it. It's like, Miss Jackie, I don't need to read the article. I said, I did a video about it a couple of weeks ago, talking about the reasons why, they say, don't pay Dak. We got to spend money on the defense. I talked about what are we going to do to fix our defense. And I described that we spent $22 million on our defense on guys that weren't up to snuff. I talked about, because I remember having a discussion with Miss Jackie 2 years ago about Tyrone Crawford, because when I did videos about Tyrone Crawford, saying that's one of those spaces we got to look at and say, we can save $8.5 million. That the contract that we signed with him 5 years ago was too much. It was twice what it should have been. And everybody told me, oh no, Tyrone Crawford, he's a team leader. He does the dirty work. He can play tackle. He can play defense. Well, this is the problem. You got a tweener, okay? I need a tackle to be a tackle, okay? I need a big fat fucker, big fat ass in there that can play the run. I don't need a lightweight guy who's really a defensive end. And herein lies the problem. You paid $9 million to a guy who is kind of a tweener. He's not really a tackle. And then I talked about Dante Poe. So I went through, because I said, if you're talking about fixing the defense with money you save on Dak Prescott, I said, here's what $22 million got you that you spent last year. It didn't get you jack. So tell me how you think by not paying Dak Prescott, you're going to fix the defense. So it's like, I don't need to read the article. I don't need to read it. I know what it says. I've talked about it. I've lived it. And it's the truth because I go through all of these things. And so, I see stuff on Twitter. Shout out to you, Omar. I saw you posted that same thing too. I agree with it. It's dead on. It's point blank. But I'm constantly trying to get more and more things and more insights. That's why you'll see me do a flashback to some stuff that somebody posted or said about Dak 2 years ago and things. I remember that, and I can go look it back up, and I can bring it back to you to make an argument on what's going on. It's constantly a labor of love in trying to fix the disinformation that comes out there. Because so many times people will hear nonsense and bullshit and they will believe it because, well, they said it on ESPN. Well, they say a lot of things on ESPN. Here it was. I watched a video earlier today where Colin Cowherd was praising Dak Prescott about, well, he didn't have, Tyron Smith went out, the same time Zeke Elliott went out. So you couldn't expect Dak Prescott to do well losing those two pieces. And it was kind of like, oh, wait a minute. He actually admitted what he now says, well, Dak regressed. So you get a whole lot of disinformation, a whole lot of bullshit. And my thing is I'm trying to stop the bullshit flowing. And I see my phone is getting very dull because the battery's about to die because my phone is like, look, dude, you didn't talk too damn much today. Too damn much. But anyway, I'm thankful for this day and hope that I'll be here tomorrow night to be thankful for another one. I appreciate all the people who end up, sending me information and stuff. Emily Ann, Miss Jackie, Omar, and so on, that I see stuff out there. But believe me, I am constantly surfing and looking and trying to get any tad bit of information out there to bring it to you guys. So you don't have to do the work. All you have to do is come to the Jobu Sports Report. So make sure you subscribe. Peace out.